They are buying in silence. Central banks are moving gold into their vaults. They do this quietly. They do it at a scale not seen in our lifetime. This is not a random act. It is a deliberate plan. It is a calculated move for what lies ahead. The world's financial guardians are preparing. They are not speaking about their motives, but their actions are clear. They are a signal, a quiet signal of a profound change. The reasons are hidden in the silence between official statements. There is a mystery in their movements. They buy when prices are high. They buy when markets are calm. They buy when storms are gathering. Gold has a long history. It has been money for 5,000 years. Kings and empires rose and fell. Their currencies turned to dust. But gold remained. It was a measure of wealth. It was a store of value. It moved across deserts and oceans. It financed wars and built cities. In 1971, the direct link between the US dollar and gold was severed. Money became a matter of faith. Faith in the governments that issue it. This is the age of fiat currency. Since then, the value of paper money has steadily eroded. The purchasing power of the dollar has fallen, nearly 97%. Central banks understand this. Their mandate is to preserve value. Gold is not an investment. It is an anchor, a timeless hedge. The numbers tell a story of immense scale. In 2025, central banks bought 1,237 tons of gold, the third straight year above 1,000. That volume exceeds the annual output of several mining nations. This is a one-directional flow. The gold enters sovereign vaults and does not come back out. This is policy, a permanent shift in reserves. The buyers are a coalition of the rising. The BRICS nations are at the forefront, and their partners. Together, their central banks now hold more than 6,000 tons of gold. Between 2020 and 2024, they accounted for over half of global central bank buying, systematically moving away from dollar assets. And the trend is broadening. Poland, Kazakhstan, Brazil. More than 40 central banks were active buyers. Central banks see the writing on the wall. They see a mountain of debt. U.S. national debt near $34 trillion and rising every second. Promises to pay become harder to keep. Debt creates a fundamental weakness. It puts pressure on the currency. Default is catastrophic. Tax hikes are politically difficult. The quietest option is to create more money, but that devalues the currency for everyone, a hidden tax. The dollar's share of global reserves has fallen from over 70% in the 1990s to around 57% by 2025. Nations seek alternatives. They diversify. They hedge the dollar's long-term health. Gold cannot be printed. Its supply is limited by nature. It carries no counterparty risk. It is not the liability of any state. It is an asset of last resort, a vote of no confidence in unbacked paper. The world is rebalancing. The unipolar moment has passed. New powers are rising. They challenge the existing financial architecture. The BRICS alliance is at the center. They are building a parallel system, not dependent on the West, not reliant on the US dollar. BRICS nations have developed alternative payment systems. BRICS Pay is designed to bypass SWIFT. They have announced a precious metals exchange to trade physical gold directly, without US dollars. For 50 years, the petrodollar underpinned dollar dominance. That is changing. If oil can be bought with other currencies, or with gold, demand for dollars falls. This is a slow-moving tectonic shift. Central banks see the cracks and prepare with gold. Imagine the financial system as roads. For years, all major roads led through the US dollar. Now, new roads are being built, smaller, regional at first, but growing. They connect economies without touching the old highway. BRICS are the chief engineers, paving with technology and trust, and they are backing them with gold. These systems embrace decentralization, new messaging rails for cross-border payments. If nations de-dollarize, they must settle in something else. That something else is gold. Gold becomes a dynamic medium of exchange for high-value settlement, a very old form of money, modernized. Methodical progress, agreement by agreement, system by system, member by member, strengthening the alternative network. The relentless buying has an effect. It changes the market. It creates a new dynamic. In early 2026, gold soared past $5,500 an ounce, a new all-time high above $5,589. This is not a speculative bubble. It is a fundamental repricing, a reality where the largest institutions are constant, price-insensitive buyers, a force of nature. Sovereign demand creates a structural floor near $4,500 to $4,600. On dips, sovereign buyers turn aggressive. They limit the downside. Even with higher prices, buying is expected to remain elevated, perhaps 755 tons in 2026, still far above old norms. They buy to meet policy allocations, not to trade price. Their demand is structural, a persistent tailwind. What does this mean for you? It is a quiet warning. Fiat currency is a promise, and promises can be broken. When debt swells, that promise erodes. Your money buys less over time. History makes this clear. Central banks are voting with their balance sheets. Gold is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is financial insurance. A portion in physical gold exists outside conventional systems. For individuals, that is prudence. The monetary system is moving from a unipolar dollar world to a multipolar, diversified one. Gold is the anchor. You may not feel it today, but it will shape the world your children inherit. Watch the vaults. Watch the alliances. Watch the numbers. Do not listen only to words. The most important messages are delivered in silence. A quiet rebalancing is underway. The world is moving from paper to metal. The game is changing. Those who understand the rules will be better prepared for what comes next. The gold sits cool and heavy, waiting. Its time may be coming again. A quiet storm is gathering. Be prepared. Subscribe to The Sovereign Thought for more data-first investigations into money, power, and the world to come. Turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Next, Bitcoin versus gold, digital scarcity or timeless metal. This is The Sovereign Thought.